If you had the chance to go to any school in the world, would you rather go to a Division I school or would you rather go to a D2 school? Today I'd like to talk to you about why the University of North Alabama should transition to a D1 school. To move, 4 key points I'd like to talk about are: the first is the impact on enrollment, the Shoals economy, and campus life. Those 3 kind of intertwine into one reason. The second is the geographic fit. Third is the financial plan that the athletic department has set up. And 4 are the benchmarks set by the Board of Trustees. The first thing I'd like to talk about, enrollment. The last 20 institutions who moved to Division I saw an 11% increase in enrollment. And institutions just in Alabama saw an increase of 37%. And just that alone could bring over 800 students to UNA's campus. The Shoals economy will grow with the increase of students. UNA is a large economic piece for the Shoals area. In 2007, an economic study showed that UNA provides $160 million per year to the Shoals economy. That's a lot of money. There's a lot of stuff you can do with $160 million. And if UNA has 7,300 students, this means that each student brought around $22,000 a year to the economy. So if you take that, and if you add an 11% increase onto the thing, it would bring another $17.6 million a year to the Shoals economy. And UNA's campus would also be greatly impacted by the move to Division I. Our campus would be greatly impacted because an enrollment increase of 11% would bring an additional $6.1 million to the university if tuition remained at $7,700. And by having more students and money at the university, the college experience would be greatly enhanced for students with things like extra Greek life, more student organizations, and things along that sort. The next point I'd like to bring up is geographic fit. There are 9 Division II schools in our geographic region, which is Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi, and a little bit of Arkansas. And so these are the Division II schools that are located around our geographic area. You see, you only have 9. And in Division I, there are 23 schools. And so compare that to the Division I schools. There's almost a double and a half increase of all the schools that are around. And what this does is, and the 2014 football schedule has UNA playing from Florida to Western Oregon. And see, if we were Division I, we would play teams more close to our area. And so we wouldn't have to fly to Western Oregon to play football. And so what that does is by having the schools closer in a region to play, our students and fans will also be able to travel to more games instead of traveling to Western Oregon to watch a football game. And while the third thing I'd like to talk about is while financing the move will be difficult, the UNA Athletic Department has a plan to successfully run as a Division I program. The move to Division I will require an increased budget of $3.4 million for the athletics department. And that increase will be phased over a 6-year period. And there are 6 primary sources for the income. The first one being private donations, which is what my sister does for the athletic department. She fundraises the money and stuff for private donations. And that's the private donations are the money that they give to the university that no strings attached. It's yours. You can keep it. The second are corporate donations. And corporate donations are things such as selling ads on radio or selling ads around wherever around the town, around wherever you're playing your sporting event at, anywhere. The third is game guarantees, and that's when, say, Eastern Kentucky played Florida in a football game. Florida played them pay them $300,000 just to go down and play a football game so they can have a guaranteed win to go to a bowl game. And so if UNA were to do that, they would get guaranteed money to go back to the program. The fourth would be ticket sales. And if you're in a D1 school, people are going to want to go to a D1 football game. And so ticket prices and ticket purchase are going to skyrocket up. And the fifth would be NCAA academic funds. Now, the academic funds is when the NCAA sends money for your student athletes to be able to study, like just more money for the athletes to work with to make their academics better. And sixth, the reason would be a student athletic fee. And that's whenever you pay a certain fee whenever you go to the school. I'm sure you already know about that. And those are the 6 reasons why, how they raise money. And then the fourth and final thing I like to talk about is about the benchmarks that set by the Board of Trustees that the university has met. The first thing, UNA must raise $3 million in pledges for support of the move over a 5-year period. Now, the things with that, UNA must be able to pay $1.4 million in an application fee that's included in that $3 million. So they would just take half of that out, and that's the application fee. And UNA right now has around $2.8 million out of the $3 million pledged. So all I got left is like $200,000. And some of the other benchmarks are UNA must meet the NCAA requirements for memberships, which there's too many for those. I don't really want to go into that. UNA must develop a plan to phase in a student athletics fee of $8, which we've already talked about, which was $6, and it'll just increase to $8. And UNA must gain support from the community to move to Division I, which UNA has all the support in the entire world in Florence. And so they don't really have to worry about that. And so in conclusion, the 4 key points I think that are the most important are the impact on the enrollment in the Shoals economy and campus. The second is the geographic fit. And third, financial plan. And fourth, that the benchmarks are already met by the board, set by the Board of Trustees that have already been met. And with those are the reasons why I think that UNA should go Division I.